And I'm here with Simon from the Maine Appalachian Trail Land Trust. And we were talking about salmon getting all the way up to, holy
almost
spot.
up to here.
I can't
Almost
believe
up
it.
to here.
Now, how did you get salmon up there?
Well, what happened was salmon were reintroduced in, I think, 2002
Right.
into certain areas after there was a dam that was torn down on the Kennebec River, because the salmon have to go all the way out to sea.
Right.
That's where they live their life cycle. But they spawn in the rivers up here in the mountains. So all the way up here is the headwaters of the Orbiton Stream, and that's
Right.
actually the highest area where the salmon have been reintroduced, and they actually are reproducing. So salmon are
Getting all the way
hatching
to
there,
all the
hatching
way
there.
down the Kennebec.
Yep, going all the way down the Kennebec, all the way out to the ocean, coming all the way back up to spawn.
Absolutely phenomenal.
So that's the traditional
Absolutely
lifestyle
phenomenal.
of the salmon. And Atlantic salmon are an endangered species and all that. So.
Right. So it's a catch and release if you're in there with a fly?
Yes, there's signs if you're in there fishing in that area and in the Sandy River, which the Orbiton Stream flows into, which
Right.
is the name of what
Sure.
the project is named for. Then there's signs saying, anglers, please watch out for these fish, throw them back so they can continue their life cycle, spawn.
Unbelievable.
all that
That's a
stuff.
great story.
It is.
That's a
It's one of the
great story.
exceptional values of this conserved parcel,
Wow.
which
Wonderful
we had the
stuff you
celebration
guys-
for today.
Yes, they explained a
Yes.
lot of celebrities there,
Yes,
actually.
the celebration. Senator Susan Collins was sort of the marquee
Right.
politician who was at the event. She was instrumental in sort of shepherding this project along, and she's a big supporter of the Forest Legacy Program,
Right.
which is sort of the federal program with the U.S. Forest Service, which protects working forests. So it protects them for working forests, but also for recreation, which is
Sure.
what this is for. And she's a big booster of that. She gave a nice speech. She was there eating food with everybody, hanging out, talking, listening to people. It was a great event in Phillips. We had
Well, our own Andy and Greg Powers were
yes,
there.
Andy and Greg were there.
snowshoed in?
I spoke to them. There was a snowshoe hike before. There was a snowmobile sort of excursion. Senator Collins came in on a snowmobile.
Perfect.
There were representatives of conservation groups. There were local representatives. Tom Seviello was there.
Yep.
Russell Black was there. All big supporters of this project because it brings together all kinds of groups for ecological interests, for the Appalachian Trail interests, which this property sort of protects the Appalachian Trail and the view shed and the experience for everybody, and economic interests with the landowner. The link letters were there also.
So now here's you've got a bunch of them going up through here. What's the next big? What are you guys hoping for
the next
the next
areas
big
we're
project?
looking for are sort of filling in this map. So you have this big area here. This is Farmer Mountain over here, and this is owned by a different timber company.
Right.
So we're sort of working with them to maybe have the same kind of thing, a working forest easement here.
Sure.
And then there's some lands in the middle here that are privately owned,
Mhm.
but those are sort of conservation-minded individuals. So these projects do take time. You see, this is 2014 was Orbiton Stream, and it was sort of started in about 2006. So
Are there some structures up in Overton? I mean, are there the people that have private still?
there's some
they have easements in it?
inholdings. Yeah, if you look on our website is MATLT.org. You can see some maps of these properties, and there are some inholdings where people have camps, and
Sure.
they have access up there, but they're just sort of one building camps, and they're really nice to visit if you get a chance to go up there.
Right.
But apart from that, most of this area is working forest, and you get up in these areas, and there's some summer homes and some homes for people who go in and snowmobile and things like that. But it's not too much. It's pretty remote.
Sure.
The AT goes right up here, and there's roads almost up into here, but and you can access them. Timber companies allow you to go on their properties usually for recreational purposes. But there's not too much up here. This is a very remote area. There's Orbiton Gorges here, and then you keep going up and you get into the Sugarloaf area here. This is a beautiful stretch of the Appalachian Trail.
Oh, it is. It's a beautiful part. I mean, a lot of us live here just because what we're looking at,
Yeah. It's beautiful coming in on 27 to Sugarloaf, and you look up and you see Crocker Cirque right
Sure.
in front of you there on the Crockers. It's a beautiful view.
And just north of that is where the Air Force, or that blue section up in there, that's government.
This blue section here is called it's a U.S. Navy SEER training base. SEER
Right.
is Search, Evasion, Rescue, Extraction. So they sort of drop Navy personnel in there to.
Well, they do Army
it's
Rangers too,
all
because I had a
primitive
nephew
facility.
spend some time in the winter up there.
Oh, really?
Yeah. They
It's,
dropped him in for survival.
Cold weather training.
Yeah.
They do things like snaring rabbits, how to find berries to eat, how to survive. They basically let them go off in the wilderness for a while. And there's some talk of siting a missile defense system there, which
Yeah, I remember that.
would be a long way down the road. There was sort of a scoping process over the summer.
Fake mountains like they do in the Alps, where the tops come off, fiberglass mountains.
No, it would actually you would actually see them, and they'd have big lights 24 hours a day. So
that would change.
It would be pretty bright, yeah. And you'd actually, I think, even all the way to Sugarloaf, because there's nothing impeding the view this way.
Right.
You might be able to see it from the top of Sugarloaf even.
Well, that's good stuff.
But yeah, that's sort of down the road. But yeah, we're currently working on a lot of conservation projects in this area, because if you look at this map, the green used to be only what there was in 2002.
Right.
And since then, we've acquired this property. This is Orban Stream here, Crockers up here, and there's more sort of in the works. So it's like a big recreation playground.
I can tell you the biggest fear was all of a sudden we're not going to be able to hunt, we're not going to be able to fish. It's just by campers, but that's not the way it's working.
That's not the way that the hunting, ATV on existing trails, recreation by cross-country skiing, hiking, all that is guaranteed when these properties are preserved. The easement's held by the state. We hold an easement over part of the state land here. All that's allowed on our properties. We have management plans and things like that specify that that's what they're for.